This is going to be a lot of fun. 3 guys that got to wake up in their own bed here and head out and play some pro pickleball here. Collin Johns will get us started. Let's play pickleball.
Point.
Hey, Ben says, you know what? I can play big. And the Johns Eye, they can play any way they want. Now, they do like the structure at the kitchen line, ideally, but it doesn't matter. They can adapt to anything.
There's the trigger pull.
Yeah, right. And I thought Ashlon was going to do it on that one that he pushed inside-out dink to Ben Johns, but as soon as that ball went over to Zane Navratil off the bounce, he let it fly.
Zane. Oh, man, after some insane gets, then he just lost his mind.
He lost his mind, and he just chuckles, and he's talking to himself like, Zane, what are you doing? Great defense, but not the last one.
Point.
That's a great counterattack with one hand from Zane Navratil. He loves that two-handed backhand. But I think the quality of attack from Ben forced him to go one, but Zane up to the task.
How many shots does Ashlon have to hit? And it was Navratil that finally puts it away.
I'm not positive, but I'm going to go with 11 because to get out of jail at the beginning of that point was unreal from the Johns brothers.
Side out.
That was, you know, I like to say half-hearted. You know, if you're gonna pull that trigger off the bounce right there, commit to it and release on the ball. He just didn't quite do that. And I apologize, Dave, for using your term "get out of jail." We're partners, so
yeah, it's copyrighted, but you are a welcome user. Wow, Christian hit the ball to the exact same spot 4 times in a row, and that's the discipline you got to have as well. And it's the most steady player on the court makes the error.
Yeah, that's a great shot from Ben. And I like what's going on here. They have taken their cracks, but they haven't gone crazy. So I like the overall strategy from the boys on the near end right now.
What a move and an Ernie and a finish, and looks down, and there's a look at Lee Waters, the mom of the best female player in the world. The ladies are playing at a different location, so you won't see them today. Also coaches that dude that just volleyed. Oh, right on cue. Good job, Lee. Great coaching.
Yeah, she seemed very impressed with that previous Ernie too. just she expects it from him, and we all do at this point.
Side out.
So really good on the receiving end to hold the Johns brothers to just 1 point so far here.
Point.
Again with the one-hander.
Yeah, I know. And I think that one was definitely a spot what I would expect him to go to. Must have needed that little extra reach, but he got a slapper on the forehand side on the next ball.
Tough off the
Second
tape there.
serve.
We see Ashlon and Navratil playing straight up. Explain that and what's the benefit of that?
Well, it looks like they're just going to play their
3-1-10.
side wherever they may be instead of stacking and keeping Christian Ashlon over on the left. And just,
Point.
oh,
That stayed in.
okay, I
Hold it
think
out.
so. And just having that versatility and
see it.
giving your opponents different
not see it.
looks instead of
the ball out?
knowing exactly where
Out.
each player is going to line up, I think there's some benefits to that.
All right, so we had a call of point from the referee, but
He called the
now
ball out. He called the ball out.
it sure is. So here we go
After
with the
video
call.
review, the call is overturned. The ball was in. We'll resume play at 4-1-2. 2 timeouts, 2 timeouts.
And that second view did look more in after the first
No,
one
Christian.
looked clearly long. So different views make a big difference.
4-1-2.
Just going to keep hitting it harder and with more of an angle.
Well, eventually you're going to cover the middle, Christian. Yeah, and once again, I'm still liking the strategy. I was expecting
1-4-1.
more offense from Ashlon and Zane Navratil, but they're doing a good job of picking spots early.
I'm talking about saying,
Second
hey, man,
serve.
I got the wingspan. Get out of my way, Zane.
And great job to get it
1-4-2.
all the way over to the forehand side of Collin Johns.
Again,
Side
now
out.
Zane gets it to the forehand side of Collin.
That was a nice job as Collin was pinned back early in that point and never
4-1-1.
quite made it all the way up to the kitchen.
Perfect lob, put away
Point.
combo from Christian Ashlon. He is playing well.
Very nice and great spin on that lob. I was worried about it going long, but it doesn't. And once again, with the wingspan
5-1-1.
and athleticism to hook that ball fully cross court to finish the point.
Oh,
Second serve.
Ben was setting the feet to go for an obscene angle there, but didn't have to do it. And it's interesting with Ashlon playing so well on the
5-1-10.
left side that the straight up is that best for this team. We'll see.
Yeah,
Point.
it's clearly their strategy going in, so I would expect him to stick with it.
Hill country
Time in,
might turn
6-1-2.
into upset country here with Ashlon and Navratil up 5. He
Side
kept
out.
funneling it to the left foot, and it was like, I'm going to pull the trigger.
Yeah, he pulled it, and a nice job by Collin Johns to counterattack through
1-6-1.
the middle instead of going back to Christian Ashlon. Okay, Collin Johns with a little offense, and I was thinking possibly Ben to find some offense straight ahead against Zane Navratil,
2-6-1.
but Big Bro found a little bit on that point.
Love the kitchen sink from the crew. See both sides of the court. Adam, you are
Second
seeing
serve.
restraint and then waiting for the right time.
Lovely game plan.
2-6-2.
Tricky attack from Christian Ashlon at the right hip of Collin.
Oh, that is so pretty from Ashlon.
Way to take something off from Christian Ashlon, as Ben Johns was just
6-2-1.
bailing, thinking there's no way that ball is staying in.
I mean, that short hopped the warning track. That wasn't even near out on the last one, and a missed return, and it is 7-2 on a
7-2-1.
1 here.
Football.
Wow, and a immediate challenge, Ben.
After review, the call stands. There was a fault. We'll resume play at 8-2-1. 1 timeout, 2 timeouts. Eight, 2, 1.
Christian Ashlon was pushing the
Second
pace
serve.
there.
Yeah, he was. Fired early up the middle and fired again late. And when you commit to that
8-2-2.
Ernie, you leave a lot of responsibility for your partner. That nothing Zane Navratil can do there.
Just
Side
tough to
out.
keep digging those out of there. So the fault turns into a timeout as well. They do give up the point,
2-8-1.
obviously, on that, but they are down 6 and got to go.
Point.
That's a great drive from Ben, who will really look to drive that forehand often and usually goes with the slice drop on the backhand side.
3-8-1. Point.
And he went with the slice drop on the backhand side and finding some offense from the kitchen line, Ben Johns, which does not happen too
4-8-1.
often. Granted, it was a counterattack, but still power.
Second
That
serve.
is the biggest miss I have seen from CJ on not a great return.
4-8-2.
Decent, but wow, that was just way deep. Ashlon has been so committed to the middle of the court. Nice find from Collin.
Yeah, great job to find some offense of one of the more controlled
5-8-2.
points of the match. That ball just a couple inches high, and Collin made him pay.
Again, Ashlon jumps
Side
in
out.
there and pulls it all the way across court.
And Collin, I can't blame him for sitting heavy on the backhand side when his opponent's hitting from that spot. Just
8-5-1.
great offense from Ashlon.
That is wide. He pulls the trigger again, and he has just run around every backhand he can over there.
And the thing, Dave, is when he does that, he gets back to his spot so well that he's not really giving up that much.
9-5-1.
There was a question about whether that grazed Ashlon. It did not. Not going to get there, though. So
Second serve.
sometimes the pickleball gods, I'm not saying it hit him, but it's just odd that that happened right after that. Big opportunity to get to 10 right here and have a game point. And that sails deep, the CJ speed up, and we are at game point for the 9 seed, Ashlon and Navratil.
10-5-2. Side out.
But it was a big deal to get to 10.
Yes.
So sitting on 9, on a 2, and able to get that 1 point.
5-10-1.
That scoreboard pressure is real.
Wow, what a grab from Collin Johns. How on the earth on the backhand does he get there every time?
And keep the feet clean and hit a quality shot in mid-air. Well done, CJ.
6-10-1.
He is allowed to walk past the net since he made contact, so no faults there. Wow, Zane. And that goes flying deep on the ATP attempt, and the hands are on the hips, and CJ's befuddled. Here's another great look. One of our favorite shots from our sport when all 4 players are just 14 feet or less away, as the kitchen is 7 feet on each side, and that is another uncharacteristic miss, and we have game point number 2.
10-6-1.
And that will do it. What a counter from Ashlon. He was terrific, as was Navratil.
The official ball of the PPA Tour.
You got to come see these great athletes live. All right, do the Johns brothers have a response is the question. Wow, the Ernie defense is in. Collin Johns has had his hand on his hips quite a bit in this match.
Yeah.
1-0-2.
And just a stab, and the perfect stab.
Another lob from Ashlon. I don't know what's going on here, but it is really smart.
And some of these mid-court and back-of-the-court digs from Zane, Navratil, and Ashlon are insane right now.
I don't know what that little fake thing that Zane did before, just destroying a two-handed backhand, but it was fun.
Yeah, and we were talking on the break about possibly Christian over on the left, and maybe Zane is saying, no, 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 I got plenty of offense over there as well.
And seeing that again from the kitchen sink, he was switching his paddle grip to hit a tomahawk, which means he uses the length of the paddle and couldn't reach it. That was a really cool look.
That's a great spot from Ben Johns, but man, Zane Navratil, those first 2 points, or 2 of the first 3 points, backhands off the bounce against the best team in the world, and is rewarded for it.
Point.
It's usually the other team that's visiting the freebie factory for the Johns brothers. They're in a giving mood here in their backyard, down 2 in game 2.
Christian, he's stepping around even before his Ben's hitting the ball to look for those forehands. Decent speed up, but nice counter from CJ.
Point.
Yeah, Zane Navratil right where he needs to be for that ball. Needs to come
1-2-1.
up with that.
Second serve.
It didn't seem like much frustration, but that is some frustration
1-2-10.
from Ben Johns.
Point.
Faked himself out. That nice loop that creates such great offense off the bounce.
2-2-10.
There is some extra moving parts in that, and it can create some errors as well.
Yeah, CJ said, get that lob out of here.
3-2-10. Side out.
That's just that very controlled, not really looking to do damage with the third shot drive to get an
2-3-1.
easy fifth shot drop, but just not working out for Collin on that third shot drive.
Second serve.
We saw him sail one long at the end of game one. See if he goes back to the drop.
Side out.
Yeah, that was kind of the single file defense
Yeah,
there
was.
after that initial speed
3,
up
2,
from
1.
Ashlon. That's a great adjustment from
Point.
CJ.
Receiver
Who we talked
timeout.
and feel like they come into each
Time
match
in.
with
4-2-1.
everything dialed in how they want it.
Just
serve.
if you could kindly get that the heck on out of here, Ben. What a response from
4-2-10.
Navratil. Whoopsie.
Point.
Yeah, that's a whoopsie. He was, but Collin was back. He was trying to keep him back. Uh-oh, Ben got in the way, unfortunately.
5-2-10.
All right, and Zane, and I mentioned that possibly Ben could find some more offense against Zane Navratil, but maybe there's a reason
2-5-1.
why. His counterattacks, and he's handling the pressure very nicely.
Point.
The trigger pulls from CJ have not been on point today.
3-5-1. Point.
Kisses off the tape. Ben's off balance, of course, because that just throws it over to the side.
But two nasty rolls from
Yes.
Zane Navratil. The third shot on the forehand side, and then the
4-5-1.
backhand. He really whips through the strike zone.
That's a great
Point.
read from Ashlon, and he goes right back where he's been going this entire match, across the body.
Yeah, Collin, I said how Collin made that adjustment
5-5-1.
just a few points ago, but Ashlon goes back to the well, and Collin has no answer for it.
Just
serve.
deep from Navratil.
And that's that rare sliver of court when Collin fades to the right and then
5-5-10.
Ben plugs the middle, and Zane found it perfectly, just couldn't quite keep it in.
Point.
Does it again. Zane Navratil is playing fantastic. I mean, that team on the far side is on point, and they have
No,
a
Christian.
lead in game 2 after taking game number 1.
6-5-10.
And Ashlon surprises
Timeout
Ben
receiver,
Johns with a
7-5-2.
rope down the middle, and there is That is one frustrated Ben Johns
Time
right
in.
here. Can he play
7-5-2.
through it? They are down 2 in game 2. What a stab from CJ.
Yeah, and it was a tough break because Christian Ashlon went for the fake Ernie and was
5-7-1.
not able to get back in position in time.
Second
Man,
serve.
that's a great eye. I mean, that ball is coming off the Ben Johns forehand, and Ashlon just lets it sail
5-7-10.
long.
Side out.
And a missed drop from Ben Johns. No damage done. Ball back over.
7-5-1. Second serve.
Nice quiet paddle from Collin Johns, putting the ball down at his opponent's feet.
7-5-2.
Very simple. Less is more.
Side out.
What an angle on the inside out one-handed backhand from Collin Johns. Short in the court.
So they
5-7-1.
get the ball back with no harm done as well. Oh my. What did we just see? An ATP defended by the player on the other side of the court. Come on, Adam.
Well, he hit a winner on the next ball,
5-7-10.
too. What a combination from Zane Navratil.
Uh-oh.
Side out.
You know it's the perfect time to say it, Dave. You can't Ernie Downey soft.
You can't. No,
7-5-1.
you cannot.
Second serve.
Just take out some of the anger on that Vulcan V Pro flight there. That's the ball we use this year on the PPA Tour.
7-5-2.
That is tremendous from Christian Ashlon.
Great disguise. Such a tricky shot.
And he has been so committed to hitting forehands and not getting himself out of position
8-5-10.
at all, and it is working. Oh,
Side
just
out.
missed.
Yeah, like I said, when you're that athletic,
5-8-1.
some of the pitfalls of running around your backhand are not as big of an issue. That's a
Second
nice
serve.
spot again. Able to find the right side of the body of Collin Johns in the mid-court,
They just can't get to the kitchen.
which is shocking.
Stunning.
5-8-2.
Wow, that was not on purpose. And look at Zane's like, come on.
Oh no,
He's asking for like a carry here, but one motion from
There was no
CJ
carry. Let's
there.
play.
Yeah, that looked clean to
Yeah.
me. But man, CJ was beat as bad as he has
Oh.
been this whole match, and comes up with a counter winner. From what I've seen, so I think that makes it easier
After
to
video
squash it.
review, the call stands. There was no fault. Resume play at 6-8-2.
Yeah, it's 228 matches to 8 as far as the Johns versus the other side, but that don't matter right now.
6-8-1.
There's debate on whether it's a 1 or a 2 here.
6-8-2.
Okay.
Going to my math as well, and that's what I have.
Another nice counter to the middle of the court. As Zane Navratil kind of pulls back, thinking Ashlon's going to hit a forehand there.
7-8-2.
Wow, how did CJ tuck the elbow on the second one? That was nice.
Very low on that ball with a double scorpion from Collin Johns.
Excuse me.
Waters
8-8-2.
seeing a comeback here. Snowmen in Hill Country. We're tied at 8. Those were working earlier. They are not anymore.
Yeah, that's exactly right. He was able to find the forehand or the right side of Collin's body in the previous game. This time the backhand counter on point.
Oh my, and CJ just pushes that deep as he has risen his level up here.
8-9-1.
So the deficit is but 1. Can they make a run? Same idea.
Yeah, after a nice handle on the first one from Zane Navratil, overcooking that last ball.
8-9-2.
Wow, Zane took a full swing at a ball that never reached his paddle there.
Full swing, and that's happened a couple times with those middle counters. The last few points been an issue.
Beautiful angle put away. And we are at game point for the Johns brothers.
You have no timeouts. You have no timeouts. You're 0. Game point.
We called one before and lost one on the carry challenge. So that cost you a timeout, so they are out.
Ten 8-1.
Again, splits the uprights.
And he easily could have just dinked that ball after the great digs from Collin Johns, but he kept his foot on the gas. I love that.
Second game point. And not deterred from the speed ups.
No fear on those last two.
8-10-1.
Oh, kisses off the tape, and it is now just a 1-point deficit, and they are serving on a 1.
What a battle.
9-10-1.
And he speeds it up through the middle again, and we are knotted at 10. We're going to have bonus pickleball right here.
10-10-1.
Digs plenty, but not the last one.
Oh man, this is fun. So tight. Love these big moments to see how all the players react.
10-10-2. Point.
Wow, the drive from Zane Navratil has created a match point. And they're going to stack Ashlon to the left. Wow. The Johns brothers survive, and we go back to the other side. The tension is palpable.
10-11-1.
Nice lean in from Zane Navratil, and they have really been going big in big moments, and I love it.
Ben Johns, I even saw an Ashlon push off of the video board to get himself back in the middle.
And he had been going middle with that forehand the last like 10 times. That is an amazing adjustment from Ben Johns to be ready over on his backhand side.
11-11-2.
Oh no, and look at what we have here. The third game point for the Johns brothers.
12-11-2.
And it is Ben Johns that comes up short on the dinks. I thought you said they need to pull the trigger. That was so patient.
No way that it was Ben that broke down in that dink rally in such a big moment. Ball back over.
11-12-1.
Wow. And that kisses off the tape, and no one hates a net court against more than Collin Johns, and we are tied at 12.
On a 1 as well.
12-12-1.
Shake and bake, and match point number 2 coming up.
Thirteen, 12-1.
Oh no, and the net cord goes back the other way. CJ, remember that one. Wow. Match point number 3.
13-12-2.
And it is Ashlon who's hit about 3 backhands total in this particular match, Johns is able to get it just wide enough. So 3 game points saved on one side, 3 match points. Boy, and Collin's expecting Ben to take that one, and he did not.
12-13-2.
We are knotted at lucky 13. This is awesome.
Thirteen, 13-2.
I mean, what another beautiful hand from Ashlon.
13-13-1.
And that will sail, and match point number 4 for Ashlon and Navratil.
14-13-1.
And that will do it. Christian Ashlon and Zane Navratil have pulled off a massive upset here in Austin. They send the Johns brothers back to their home.
At Pickleball Central, we're all about you.
Your pickleball journey.
We've got the largest selection of
Paddles, nets,
shoes,
balls,
accessories,
and more.
The lowest prices.
Guaranteed.
Find it cheaper somewhere else?
We'll match it.
Don't love it?
Send it back.
Our world-class customer service.
We'll take care of you.
Plus, every dollar you spend
earns you discounts on future orders.
for all your pickleball needs.
Trust the experts.
The experts.
We're here for you.
Pickleball Central.
Well, guys, you've done it. Upset #1 seeds. Johns brothers have been taken down here today in just 2 games. You won game 1. You knew you wanted to close in 2. What were you guys talking about?
I mean, first off, it's, I don't know if you can tell, but it's pretty dark out here. It's not the best conditions, especially for the Johns brothers. I know they rather play when it's nice and hot and sunny, so we got a little lucky on that behalf. But we had a strategy, which was have very little strategy and just go out swinging, or go swinging, yeah, something like that.
I don't know how much luck played into this. I think this was skill. But we've got a little furry friend joining us on the court here. Who is this? Zane?
This is Murray. This is a hometown tournament for me now, so we get to bring the fiance and the dog and my good friend Aaron over there too.
All right. Well, guys, as you said, hometown tournament. It's been a crazy tournament. We had rain delays. We changed venues twice today. We commuted all over the place to make this match today happen, several matches. How rough is that? What kind of challenges does it present?
It's very hard to stay mentally focused when you have so many more factors than just the pickleball, because, I mean, trying to win matches is hard enough. So now when you got to deal with the rain and all the weather, the wind was not the best. So it takes a lot of mental strength along with physical.
Well, Zane, with a win like this, does this propel you all the way to a Sunday championship? I know you still have one more semifinal to play.
Well, I think we are officially going to Sunday. I don't think we're playing tonight, are we? But yeah, no, I mean, we're excited. I think Christian has been playing awesome recently. He obviously won, I think, the last tournament over in Minnesota. So I'm stoked to be by his side. And like he said, we were just kind of using the reptile brain out there and just swinging, and it was working. So
it certainly did. Congratulations, guys. You're headed to the semifinals.